Hey, there we go. Hey, Carlos. I can't hear you guys. You have to take your headphones out, maybe, or
Okay.
there you go.
You're gonna have to put something there.
I know. This is crazy.
It's the same thing I told Pastor Mike. I'm
Okay.
gonna have to buy
There
you
you
all
go.
pop sockets.
Okay. I kind of like use my Bible to wedge. Phone. Hello?
Hey, you hear me?
Yay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome, and I hear you.
Well, let me just like mute this computer because it's like I
How
well,
did you even?
You're using the
Could
camera
you
for a
tell
computer
me how
too.
did you even join Instagram Live from your laptop?
No, you're using
I type Instagram.
the computer.
That's so interesting. I've never been on Instagram Live from my laptop, so I didn't even know you could do that.
The computer.
Oh, yeah, because last time we were like joining Pastor Mike and Danielle. So remember it was like pausing
Mm-hmm.
and then I said, let me just check my laptop. Maybe it's working there. So I like logged into that and then I see them. So I was like, oh, it works. So
Oh
You
yeah.
can't use your
No, that
computer.
was
Why?
Pastor.
I
That was
don't know.
But
Pastor
he's using
Mike's
his computer.
hamster
No,
internet.
phone. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm
So
glad. I'm glad we got you. Let's see who's here. We got
I see
you.
I see Ethan. Hi,
Yep.
Ethan.
Yep.
And Pedro and
Yes.
Patricia. And I saw Shirley earlier too. Hi,
Yeah.
Shirley. Julia and Sophia and Julio. And who else? Ah, I saw Roxanne. So Bryson's watching.
Let's see. Then let's
Yeah.
see. Yeah, different people are in right now. So yeah, let's jump in. Let's just talk.
Yeah.
I had to do research today because I
Your
was just
computer's
like,
still working.
I don't even like, I don't. I've never really. Well, I'm not with you, but I haven't done too much children's ministry in a while. Um,
Oh.
so
Yeah,
I had
because
to look up
you
some
used
stuff.
to do youth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was looking at some stuff online and I was like, man, I wonder what children's
Oh.
ministries are doing in the middle of everything that we're going
Going
through right
through?
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy. So I'm gonna just ask you some questions. Like we said, we're gonna just talk. We have people here. The kids are listening.
Yeah,
They're
Allison and
tuning in.
Lauren, hi.
Mm-hmm.
Say.
Um. Yeah, so I think one questions I wanted to ask, just even after looking at the service that we're gonna be showing this Sunday, how important is it to like have energy and be fun and have fun on Sundays with the kids? Why is that
Well,
important?
well, of course, it's important so that the kids still like watch what's on screen. So if you're like boring, they won't like watch it anymore.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you
So
have to get them interested in what you're saying, and yeah, it has to be like exciting and fun. Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
like that because I know the beginning. You and Carlos love the rocket. You love the rocket.
yeah.
Uh,
It was like a hard, hard project for Carlos. He built that rocket in this room, in like
oh
one of the
wow.
rooms in the apartment, and yeah, and we actually brought that to the theater on top of our car. Our car is just like a sedan, so it's not like a
Yeah, yeah.
SUV or so it was actually windy. So I was like on the other side of like the window. I was like this, so it won't fall.
What happened to the rocket? Shirley asked.
Oh, the rocket is like remember we didn't get permission anymore to like store um, stuff behind the curtain, the adult service. So
Okay.
everything that's in there had to go to the truck. And at the time we had like a small truck, so we can't store the rocket anywhere. So we had to
Oh,
like chop it, chop, like
oh
put
man.
it in dumpster. Yeah, we tried to donate it, but it's hard for us to I think other people to like get it to, so to transport the rocket. If it flies by itself, then it's easy
Yeah.
to. But it's a fake rocket, so but Carlos really like did a great job of doing
Yeah.
that, making that.
Yeah. I know. I hear you.
Shirley's crying, yeah, no more
Yeah. She's like,
rocket. Yeah, but we took a lot of video and pictures of it, so it's gonna be like forever be remembered. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Another question I had is, we know that we talk with Pastor Mike in our meetings during the week. We know what he's going to preach about. We're pretty connected to what's going on.
Yeah.
Where do you start when you start to put together the services for the kids? Like regularly when we're in the theater, but even like particularly now, what
Oh.
What do you do?
Yeah.
How does that look? What does that look like for you guys?
So Pastor Mike already has the, the messages planned out like ahead of time.
Yeah.
So it gives me time to prepare like my lesson as well. So when I started Journey Kids, when I was volunteering before, the lesson for the Journey Kids, it wasn't like the same as the message as what Pastor Mike is teaching to the parents. So when I joined Journey Kids, when I started leading it, I was like, why don't we like teach the kids the same thing, what the parents are learning, so that they can have like a conversation, because the kids are at different level, so they can talk to their parents and what they learn about, in church. So kind of that idea, from there I just follow whatever Pastor Mike is teaching, and then I see his big idea, and then from sometimes it doesn't have like Bible story, like it's easier when I have a Bible story to show the kids, because I only get my videos from, I'm the YouTube girl. So I just like get some videos from there. And there are like a lot of resources online. So I pick the ones that I know that the kids like. And sometimes I use a video and then they will respond well and they love it. So I use that more often. And, they're my critics. So whatever they like, I give it to them. But of course, I don't, you know, uh, leave out the message. So the message is really important.
Yeah. No, no. I like that. I really
Hi,
like.
Jason. That's my son, Jason. I didn't know that he was flip mode. He was like saying hi last Thursday, but who's
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Well,
So
Jason
funny.
is one of our best. Well, all of them are like good, like great volunteers, but Jason is, he's
Yeah, but
always there.
he's high
Yeah,
capacity. He's
yeah, he's
turning a
always
lot.
there. He would like serve like 4 times a month.
Yeah, and he helps us at the truck, and
Yeah, yeah,
the guy's busts his hump with us, man.
yeah, yeah. He's like our son. Yeah.
Well, my next question is, I was gonna say that I really liked like the Easter video, and I have some questions, like a few questions, just about how that went. And Shirley said Jason has too much energy. I'm sorry, that's funny. Um,
What energy?
but in regards to Sunday even, what does it take? Well, because we're not doing this together. We're like separate from each other, like physically. What does it take for
Yeah.
you guys to record that service? Where are you
Well,
recording it? What's how's that process?
well, our apartment has become like a big office for Journey Kids. So my our dining room is like my office where we meet with Pastor Mike. And well, this other room I also use for Zumba Grow Group. And our living room is where we record our video for Journey Kids, because we have the TV there. We just, I don't want to give away our secret, but yeah, but we kind of use some graphics using the TV. So our house is like Journey Kids now. But it's fun. But like I said, well, every time I teach or a volunteer teaches in Journey Kids, it has to be like two people teaching. So I didn't want to like just like teach like me on the video. So I kind of like, the only person I have here because of the quarantine is Carlos, Mr. Carlos. So I know, he's very shy. So every time I teach, he's just like he supports me with the technical, with the microphone, with the video. But he rarely talks. But when he talks, the kids listen, especially when they're not listening. Sometimes they're very active and they're like, they kind of like want to play. But Carlos would like say something, hey, discipline, guys. So they would listen to Mr. Carlos. And I'm lucky to have Mr. Carlos here to help me out with the video, because it's hard to like, I'm not like Pastor Mike that I can just like talk forever like this, like naturally. We have a script. Well, the Easter doesn't have, we didn't have a script that time, because it kind of like, oh, let's just do this. And it was just like random, but we have the big idea. But for this Sunday, we kind of like prepare the script. Like I have like Monina, Carlos, because I have to ask Carlos to memorize his lines. So sometimes we get frustrated because we make mistakes. We make a lot of mistakes. We're like, cut, and we're like, okay, do another one. So it's a lot of hard work, but it's fun. And sometimes it's frustrating because we're limited with what we can get. But sometimes I want to use videos that are I can upload, download, or whatever was the term. But yeah, so I'm very lucky to be able to get the ones that I really want to show the kids. Hey, Tommy,
Yeah.
and Ramon and Aaliyah. But it's funny
Hey,
because I was just like, I was just gonna tell them that it took a pandemic to get me to have an Instagram account. You actually like
yeah.
pulled my arm, twisted my arm, and like I said, Shirley was like saying it's a miracle because I'm very I'm not like a social media person, so we don't have Facebook, we don't have anything. So when you said you gotta like have an Instagram, I was like, like what am I gonna do? But every time I do things that I feel like I can't do it or I don't want to do, like for example, when I was like teaching the song Echo, that I want the kids to learn the motion. I had to record a video and like email it to the parents. I'm like, this is embarrassing. I'm like, the parents gonna see me like dancing, like, but I had to do it. And then, and then the Christmas song, and the Shirley was just like saying that, oh, I didn't know that you can sing, and you're just, we're just like making fun of me. And I was like, yeah, you see things I do for the kids, like I sing and teach, and but it's horrible, but I just want to like show how it's done. So I have to do things like that, and to like this Instagram as well. Even though I don't want
Yeah.
it, I have to, for the kids. What's that? Is a dream
It's so
come
funny
true. Jason, what's your dream? Dream come
that
true.
you're on Instagram.
Shirley, yes, the biceps.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we're
I
trying to
respect
like.
it though. You didn't put up too much of a fight when I told you we needed to move. We needed to get you on here.
I know.
Which I appreciate it. I appreciate it because that's something we talked about, right? Like we
Yes.
all can't meet, so we need everybody here. We
Yeah.
need. I mean, not just even you. We need everybody in our church who isn't on social media to get on. So if y'all
Pedro's
know
like
somebody
laughing.
who don't know how to use it,
Yeah.
let them know. I will walk them through it the same way I walked Monina. I will spend time with everybody, but we need everybody to get on here. So welcome to the gut show, Monina. That's so funny.
This is like, well, Ayo was like texting me earlier, like half hour ago. It's like, Munin, are you ready? I said, and then I said, yeah, I'm getting ready. And he said, oh, I'm so excited with all like with exclamation point. I said, oh, good for you. I'm scared.
I remember, I thought it was funny.
I'm really
But you're doing
scared.
great. You're
Yeah.
doing great, right?
Yeah,
I love.
Carla said just be you. Okay, I'll be me. I'll be my
That's the
annoying
only thing
me.
I could ask you. That's the only thing I could ever ask you to do is just to be you.
I know, but sometimes my voice is so annoying when I watch myself and listen to my voice. Like, is that my voice? That's so annoying.
Okay. I understand. My voice is crazy, so I get it. Don't worry about it. Well, but I have another question. It's related to two things you said so far.
Uh-huh.
One was you said that you wanted the messages for the kids to match what's going on Sunday, so that the parents can have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So, why is that important? Why is it important that the parents after a Sunday service have time to talk with their kids about a similar topic? Why does that matter?
Yeah, well, it's very important because the reason why Journey Kids exists is that we help the parents to raise their kids in a godly way. So if we're just reinforcing what they're actually doing at home already, that will help them grow like individually but as a whole, as a family. It is really important. And I hear a lot of like Shirley said, "No, your voice is not annoying." Thank you, Shirley. So I sometimes I feel what can I feel when you're like fulfilled with what you're doing, because
Yeah,
I get some feedback from the parents like, hey, we talked. It's surprising that we were like driving back home, and we were talking about, me and my husband talking about the message, and then the kids jump in the conversation saying, hey, we learned, and then they kind of like contributed the conversation but on their level, but and they said, oh, you learned the same thing. And then it's good that the family, the parents, the kids are like talking about it, so they grow individually in their faith but also as a whole, as a family. And that's important because it makes the relationship, the family like grow stronger, the love like they have for God and Jesus, like it's stronger.
Yeah, no, man,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really great. What it says, Shirley saying it's the best that they're the same because it connects them with their parents and it gives them a chance to go. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's exactly.
And it's Shirley's daughter, right? That does the hilarious connection cards.
Oh, Julia.
Yes. Oh
Julia.
my God, that's like my favorite. My whenever we have to do connection cards, I can't wait to get to that one because we're just putting in
Yeah,
all this information, and
yeah,
after
yeah.
like 20 minutes, I'm like, oh my God, there's so many cards. But then
I
you
know.
eventually you get to it, and I'm just dying laughing because they're the best. They're my favorite thing. They're my favorite thing.
Yeah, Julia is very creative, very smart, and she's like you would like you said when we're like doing the connection card, it's a lot, and then when you see like a different kind of connection card, it's just like it makes you laugh, but it's like sometimes she's like praying, the prayer request, right? One time I saw the prayer request, she said something about the dishes will disappear, something like
Yeah,
that. And then so seriously, I want to pray
yeah,
for those who homeless, like she's funny, but she knows what she wants to be, and she want to use her voice to help the world. That's what she wants. I don't know if you've seen that video. We recorded a video for one time, I think in 4th of July service when I did the service, and it was really scary. But we kind of like what the kids, it talked about we that God created you for a reason, and that whatever your gifts, you use it to spread the good news. Somebody
yeah,
funny. Yeah, so yeah, and then Sophia too. Sophia is like in the class, Julia's sister. Like every time I ask kids to volunteer, she would like raise her hand, and then I'm gonna ask her, okay, do it, and then she's like, oh, what am I gonna do again? She just raises her hand every time I ask for volunteers. It's really cool because they just participate every time.
yeah.
What is
That's great.
that?
She's
Not sure
talking
what she wants
about
me.
her daughter too.
Julia.
Whatever she's going through, she'll write about it, especially when she wants me to get her something. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yep, yep, yeah. I
Yeah,
love
just
that.
like the
I love
worm,
their
the worm earrings.
personalities.
Yeah, of
I
course.
love the personalities because like from the moment I started, when I joined team here, and joined staff. I remember like the first few Sundays, I think it was Denny's kids that I met first.
Yeah,
And they
Danny
have
and Chippy.
like Denny, yeah, little Denny has so much personality, and I was like, oh, these kids are fun. And I'm the oldest
Yeah,
brother of 6 kids, so I'm used to just having a ton of little kids around me all the time. I have a bunch of
yeah,
cousins. But it's been really cool as we've been growing together like as a team and as a community to see the kids
yeah.
um, change around me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm sure that you experience the same thing when you go from teaching kids like from the nursery level all
Yes.
the way up. And I kind of want you to talk to me about what does it look like to go from teaching kids who are like just came to the earth, little babies,
I know.
and then you're watching some of them enter kindergarten. Right? Like we talk about Blake and Landon, like oh my God, they're about to get to this place, and they're about to like.
Yes.
How does that feel? And what does it look like for you when you're trying to teach them? Right, like little kids that you've known for years. What does it look like?
Yeah. Well, I just want to say hi to Aliyah. She's saying hi, hi.
Hey,
So yeah, I know. Well, before when I was just volunteering, well, oh, you Shirley said little babies are my favorite. Of course, she's volunteers in the nursery. So when I started volunteering in Journey Kids, I was asked to do the pre-K class.
okay.
So I like dance and singing. So the kids weren't just like some of them. They don't want like do worship at all. I was like, huh, that's weird because kids supposed to be fun and like doing worship, right? And then I was asked, okay, we want to try elementary. I said sure because I always just say yes, yes, whatever, right? So I tried elementary, and then I was asked which one do you like better teaching. So I said I think I can do elementary better because the kids like their feedback, it's just like amazing because you teach them and they ask questions. It's just so fun, and I feel it's like the learning is a lot as well. But as now I'm I lead the children's ministry. I see that the nursery is just so much love in there because they don't really know they're young, they can't like learn the lesson that I'm teaching, but just loving them and caring for them, the volunteers, like they show up there and just like cuddle the babies and just love them. It's just amazing that I feel all the love, it's just I'll keep on repeating love because that's what we do. We care for them, and just giving the parents an opportunity to worship, without any, distraction. That is an amazing to be part of, because it's for the parents. We want them to really have a good um, undivided time, worshiping God and growing their faith. And then for the pre-K, it's just so excited because you see these kids, like you said, Landon, Reagan, Mark, who like transferred, Connor, they're like what do you call that, transition from nursery to pre-K. And then you can see, because our class, like the pre-K class and the nursery, they're in the same theater. So sometimes when we play the videos or like the worship songs, the kids from the nursery, they can hear it. So they kind of like probably learn it like by hearing it. So by the time they get to the pre-K class, it's just like, oh, they already know the song, and they just love to worship. And it's amazing to see these kids learning about God and just like worshiping. So we usually have this like 1, 2, 3, 4 worship songs for the pre-K class, and they just love singing that. And even I, like, when this thing started, I didn't have like time to, like, we don't go to the theater, so I emailed the parents. So these are the worship songs that we usually sing, so I want you to have them, so just in case they play it for the kids. And the parents loved it because the kids feel that they're still in church, because it's their signature worship songs. And then for the elementary, I have like, I kind of like switch it around with Awake Alive. And of course we have the Echo and What a Beautiful Name. And it's just like the kids learning how to do worship is just amazing, because before they didn't have this. They really didn't have like the love and the passion to sing to God. And when we started doing it and seeing these kids, I'm like, they're closing their eyes when they're like, like doing this and putting their hands on this. It's just amazing. And then in Journey Kids, we have elementary, we have the microphone, because before they were like, making fun of me because they're like, oh, are you in a boy band or something? Because before we didn't have like microphone, and elementary classes, like we're using a big theater, and people who like volunteer, I feel bad for them because they yell. You have to keep, the kids engaged in your lesson, and it's hard because you have to like yell out. So I asked Pastor Mike, can I buy a microphone? It's like, okay. So now we have that, and the kids use that for worship. So for those kids who love to lead the worship, they kind of like, they put the microphone on, and they love it. So I just love how to see these kids from nursery, pre-K, elementary, and we don't stop elementary, because now we're planning, well, we already started like last year, like little by little, the youth, because I only have like a dozen of kids. But apparently, like eventually this September is gonna grow bigger, even bigger, because I have 10 more kids joining. Oh, youth, yeah, surely. So I don't want them, because it's all the choice is like, oh, you're not going to be elementary, so you're going to go to the adult service. But sometimes it's hard, because sometimes the topic is really for adults. So you don't know how to balance, like, should my child hear about this, or should my child, hear about this? So we don't want the youth to be lost in the shuffle, like, hey, where are they? We want them to continue what the foundation that we built, like teaching them who God is, Jesus is, the Holy Spirit. And we want them to continue that. And like, when you read research and the study done before, like they always have, I don't have the exact figure, like the percentage of like how many kids like just like forget about God. As we grow, you kind of like be swayed like everyone else. But to have that strong foundation, you can always go back to that, and you will remember, oh, my Sunday teacher taught me this. So it's good to have a good like a strong foundation when you're younger. So I'm excited for the youth because yeah,
Yeah, I know we
like
talk about it a lot.
yes, and then we only do once a month, like, in the theater, but I give them an opportunity to serve as well, so they would know they're part of the church because that's what church is. It's not the theater, it's not the place, it's the people who make it, right? Yes, I remember my Sunday school teacher. Yeah, I know the one with like walking with a walker. Yeah, so yeah, and all these youth volunteers, they're amazing. Even like Ethan, he's just so amazing with the nursery kids. He's so caring, he's warm. Kids who are like scared to be left in there and the parents go away when he like play with a kid, and then they're lost in that different world because they're playing with Ethan. So it's good to have these kids like learning how to be part of church and contributing what they learn and the love of Jesus and just serving with humility, which we always teach the kids that be humble when you like serve, just like how Jesus served every one of us. I'm preaching.
Hey, come on. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all.
But I should surely, as long as you help me with the
Shirley told
babies.
me to quarantine with the babies earlier.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I love that. And so, we talked about, we've been talking about the kids in nursery, a little bit about youth. And we know that right now there are parents who are doing double duty, right? Like they're working from home, um, and then their kids are on Zoom or whatever other
Yeah.
thing that all day. So it's crazy, but I'm glad that what we decided to do is to get content up for them on Sundays as well. So we get their service up, and the reason why we do that, right? We've talked about it, is to make sure that we're keeping the rhythm that we would on a Sunday anyway, right? Where they get to
Mhm.
learn, they get to dance, and
Mhm.
my opinion is that if I'm making stuff and I'm doing a bunch of stuff for the adult church, I want to do that stuff for you too, because
Yeah, yeah. And I'm
there's
thankful
to
for
me
that.
there's not a more important service, right? There's not, oh, the adults, I gotta focus on them, and the kids will be
Yeah.
fine. No, it's I need to make sure that if I'm putting in
Yeah.
hours of work
Yeah.
for the adult service, that these kids are getting a service and that they're
Yeah.
connecting. And you and Carla have been awesome because you've been getting videos together now for 2 weeks since Easter, and just getting um the content up. So I think it's exciting. I know that it's not there yet because I've been editing like a little intro for it. But
Yeah.
you even had something go out to the youth. I think it was a week ago. You had sent me
Oh
that
yeah, yeah,
Monina.
yeah. Because their teacher is Miss Sonia and Mr. Jonathan. But I asked Miss Sonia to she actually reached out to me and she said I want to do something for the youth. And I was like, me and Sonia are always like that. Hey, I was just thinking about you. We kind of like, I was texting her, she was texting me, but we're like, oh, I was just thinking about you. So it's kind of cool. So when she reached out to me and said that I want to do something for the youth, I said yes, yes, I want to do that too. So she's still in Texas. She recorded a 12-minute video,
Yep,
and
I've got it. I've got
well,
it
we
being prepared
yeah,
today. So I'm trying to get it up.
yo, the message was like Acts chap, because like I said, we always want to make it like the same as what Pastor Mike is teaching the adults. If we can't do it the same, sometimes the subject is really for the adults. We kind of like at least find a way to make it like related still, about money, some stuff like that. But yeah, I was so happy that she was able to create that video. I'm so grateful for her because the message was about witnessing, like how the kids can do witness and who they can talk to about Jesus and not be afraid or not be ashamed, and like imitating Jesus and sacrifice. She even like did an acronym of it, like WITNSESS.
Uh,
So it's really cool. And then like Shirley's youth video was great. Watch feature. Oh yeah,
Sonia's
I was
video.
just I was just about to mention that because when we're doing Zumba, we're talking about the message of Pastor Mike, and then Shirley was said, "Oh, yeah, what message again?" Because I've been to a lot of churches like Sunday, because she said Journey alone, I had 3 services that I attended. She attended Pastor Mike's, the Soul service, and attended Journey Kids, and then the youth for Sonia. So it's pretty amazing that we don't really leave out the youth. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
really grateful for Sonia, and we're in the process of um, creating making this program bigger and more,
yeah.
like
We're
for the
trying. We're
kids. Yeah,
trying.
we have more
We,
resources, right?
that's my background.
I know,
Largely
I know.
for most of my time in church. The moment I was 16, I was working and serving in church. What, till I was 24? Till I was 23, 24, before I expanded to other tech jobs, and then I came back to work at church. Like I told you and Pastor Mike, I was like, I was done. I need to come back to working in church. I can't do this. I want to say thank you to the kind words of Shirley and Jason. That was very. I saw what you guys said. I appreciate
Yeah.
those words. That was kind. Um,
But
but
hold on, I just want to share,
yeah,
because
no,
like Ayo was saying that he used to do when Ayo was new. So we're kind of like at the conference room. We were renovating the office, so most of the time we're like working together in the conference table, like the 2 tables connected. So sometimes we're like talk about what he did before, and he would like share me some videos, and I see like this videos. Ayo's like rapping. Whoo! What's that? The Misfits, right?
yeah, yeah. Misfit,
Yeah,
Misfit
you would
NYC.
you would see Ayo like rapping. Yeah,
Yeah,
like of
yeah. I mean,
course the
cause so
worship rapping.
what I come from, and for you guys to know, because these are our big dreams, right? We talked about this stuff before. As I come from youth ministry, where we did conferences with youth, almost like 1,500 people. And I don't really care, like, oh, this is a large amount of people.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what I care about is that there's people hearing the gospel, and that's what matters. So
Yes.
the more the merrier for hearing the
Yeah,
gospel.
yeah.
To me, that's what matters. But what was cool is I come from, like, that's what we did every Friday night. We went to service. That's actually, where Jesus became our Lord and Savior. Every
Mm-hmm.
Friday night, there were people there. One eventually I went. And after hearing a sermon earlier that week, actually with my mother at a prayer meeting, I ended up going that Friday, and I just keep going to youth. I become a Christian over time, and I led worship. I have done all that crazy stuff, all the stuff we do here. But I have a heart for it. You've met every single one of my friends, for the most part, have been people that I led first, that I was their youth
Oh
leader. But
yeah,
now they're but now they're adults, so I'm not
yeah.
their youth leader anymore. They're my friends.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there's something powerful, I think, about pouring into the next generation
Of
at the
course,
same
of
time while
course.
discipling. We got to be discipling our adults, but we've
Mm-hmm.
got to get discipleship to our youth too, because so many of these young people have all these ridiculous abilities and things that God has given them. It's
Mm-hmm.
just a waste to not put it to practice and to put it where it belongs, because those talents
Mm-hmm.
and gifts are made to glorify God in the first place.
Yes,
So I love
yes,
you that
yes.
that's your heart, because we talk about it so
We
many
always talk
times.
about it, right?
Always, we
Like
always talk
we're
about it.
me and I are like we're just grateful for what we do, because this is our passion, like Aya's passion. Like I was just asking him about the Bible study yesterday. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to join, but yeah, he said it was good, and I heard good things about it. So he was when Aya talks about what he does, is like you can see the passion in it. So, and he's like, yeah, so you're doing what you're supposed to do, and glorifying God with it, with all your talents.
Yeah, and I
So
thank God for youth pastors. My pastor, his name is Pastor Chris Durso, and all those people. Like, I'm grateful for youth pastors like him and Pastor Ryan Diaz and different people.
yeah.
Julia says hi, by the way. She's right there. She says hi. This is
Yeah,
Julia.
says hi. Yeah, I see some messages. Hi, Julia.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I see, I think that's Meg. Hi, Meg. She said, you guys doing great job. I can't see. Oh, yeah,
Making
like,
me feel so welcome since
yeah.
I joined. Yeah.
Meg, yeah, Meg, they're like pretty new in the church, but I love their family as well. Like Zara's in the pre-K, and Zephan, when I met, I didn't even know that she had a son. And then when they were like picking up Zara, I was like, who's this boy? Like, I always like look for like young people to be like in our youth program. it's my son. I was like, oh, you got a son, go to youth, And then he started, we gave him a shirt, and he's like attending the class with Miss Sonia and serving as well with the rest of the youth members. It's just amazing, like how, we have this family of different age group of kids, and then still like all of them are like connected, Like I feel so blessed having this family. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi.
It's been
And hi,
super,
Tor.
super
Tor
amazing.
is Tor is Meg's husband, and I remember like, how do you spell it? Like the Thor with a hammer? Hammer?
Yeah, so
No,
funny.
like no. Tor. Tor.
Zeph says, she says Zeph loves volunteering.
Yes, yes, yes. I see them. They enjoy volunteering. I love that when they have fun,
Yeah,
because they learn how to be part of the community and the church family. I love it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And I
I
can't
think,
wait for the rest of the kids who are like joining in September. So
yeah, she said, yeah, so funny, not Thor.
well, that's the, like, for example, I have like a lot of this is funny because what happened to us, we were able to like meet in the theater, because I was telling, every time I like think about a project for Journey Kids, I always think about, like, like my what do you call that? My guinea pigs are like Julia and Sophia every time, but they're just so talented. And then Julie, I was telling Julia that I want her to create a video because she's very talented. She can speak, like enunciate. Shirley's always saying enunciate. So she's a good speaker, and she's funny. She's witty. She I want to use her because there are like videos that I see online that the kids doing
yeah,
the
yeah.
service. So I was like really, kind of like invested. Like I want to buy this like for production, filming. But I was really that was in my mind. Like I want to use Julia and even Ethan, because every time Ethan like reads the prayer or the message when they read it from my notes, he like reads it like with emotion. So I was thinking of using them both to do a video, but maybe we can do it next time when we get back together. But that was my plan, to have the youth kids like do a
Do the
message.
ministry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that was something my youth pastor used to say all the time. He said, in youth ministry, the youth do the ministry.
yeah.
And I
I,
know, I love that. Julia says she's nervous. That's funny.
I know she's gonna say I'm shy. Yeah, you're shy, Julia.
Yeah, no, but what I think is cool is that you know God is in control of everything, right? And so everything that's going on right now in the world, we're trusting God. We're putting our trust in Him in the middle of all of it. But what's really cool is that in the middle of this, we've been able to see a bunch of new things about our church. We've learned so much about our church in this time, just about the way that we've been connecting. So I'm really
Yes,
excited
yes.
because when we come back, this is just gonna go full swing. Like when we figure out what that looks like, what the theater's gonna look like, what all that stuff is gonna be once we come
Mhm.
back together in person. This is gonna
Mhm.
be such an amazing time. Like when we tried that Bible study yesterday in a sort of lecture format. We're gonna
Mhm.
try other formats with Pastor Mike, Monina, different people, myself again, of course, and like just so different things, so many different things that I'm excited because it's not gonna stop once we get back in
Mhm.
person. Like we're not gonna
Yeah.
stop trying to do prayer meetings now and Bible studies because
Yeah.
we've
Yeah.
learned that this is stuff that our church loves. And so what
Yeah.
we'll do is we're gonna keep doing that, and then we're also gonna do all this cool stuff,
Yeah.
and push all this same content for the kids. Like I'd love to
Mhm.
do a prayer meeting where the youth is in attendance, a prayer meeting with the kids, and
Yeah.
Bible studies with the youth and the kids.
Yeah.
Like there's just so much that we're learning right
Yeah.
now. It's been a
Yeah.
blessing. It's been a blessing.
Yeah, like when you said about that, like during the week, like the midweek service, right? Because even the growth group, when we're like thinking about like different kinds of growth group that we want to have for our members or the attendees, whoever is like welcome to join. Like for example, when I was asked to do the growth group before, it's like, oh, I don't know, what should I do? I said, oh, let's do dancing. So we had Zumba, which we've been doing for like 4 semesters already, and then actually I was thinking of like something like a growth group that can cater to the parents who have like kids, so we have like they can come at the same time because they don't have people to leave their kids with when they go attend a grow group. So I was thinking maybe we should do a grow group, and then there's another room for the kids. You know, we kind of like because we want everyone to be able to experience what we're offering them in a
Yeah.
community, you know. And
Yeah.
first of wait, hold on. I just want to say hi to Denny and Chippy. I see them. And then I
Hey
saw
y'all.
some videos, and then I think I saw a message about who's this? Julius is asking for like a petition to have an
On
Instagram
Instagram.
account. Yeah.
I'm not getting involved in that war. You do what your
Talk to your
parents
dad.
say.
Talk to
You
your
do what your
dad and
parents
your
say.
mom. Yeah.
And when it's time for you to get an Instagram one day, you will get one, but we're gonna do what your parents wanna do.
Yeah. So like Shirley you say, like me, I don't have anyone to leave my girls. Yeah. So like the first few semesters, Shirley would bring the two girls in the Zumba, or like Ramona with Matthew as well, and then Patty with Ethan. One time they were there too. So now there we have like new members. We have like Anna, Jessica. They bring the kids to the Zumba, and they even participate. Maria, Fernanda, and Leia. So and then Bryson, even the baby, they bring it so that Carlos can like take care of the baby, and just Mercy and Grace, yeah, I love these people. Like we just like do the grow group and just welcome everyone that we can help in any way we can. We would like to help,
Yeah,
you
of
know.
course. And even before this, this is some stuff that people may not know, but we were talking about so many different things, right? Like just trying to get the church structured and
Yeah,
in order so we
yeah,
could grow together as a team,
yeah,
and um, us trying to find extra spaces so that we can do more
yeah,
during the week and stuff like that. And so that stuff is not gonna end. When we come back to normal, we're gonna go. I'm going
yeah,
right back
yeah,
running at that full speed.
yeah,
But what would be I love that idea, because even if we wanted to do youth ministry, what my youth ministry used to do was they would bring all their kids, they would go to service, and in another room in the building they were in, the parents would pray during the service. And so they
yeah,
call it,
yeah,
they still do it. It used to be called the prayer band. Now it's just parents prayer.
yeah.
But what happens is the youth all go to service, and the parents
Mhm,
pray. Even now online, while the youth do online services, the parents are
mhm,
praying together over Zoom
mhm,
for their kids.
mhm, mhm.
And so I know stuff like that is just good for all of us, because one,
Yeah,
when parents come together to pray, they all have
yeah,
the same concern for their children, which is
yeah,
amazing. And
yeah.
then the youth
See,
are connecting and becoming friends, which is amazing.
yeah, yeah. Look,
Yeah,
Shirley saying it.
Shirley, we
Wow,
we're
such a
trying, man. Shirley, we're
yeah, yeah. I
trying.
know we're
I want us
trying
to
very
grow.
hard, and then
Monina and
the
me talk about this too. Like, what, we'll be there. We'll be in the office from 9 o'clock. We're supposed to leave like at 4 or 5, but me and you never leave on time. We always talking and working and
yeah,
doing other stuff.
yeah,
And we always talk about just getting us to a place, and not in the interest of growing so we could say we're cool and we have numbers. I
mhm,
don't care about that. But
yeah,
what I care
yeah,
about is just saying it. When I know that there's more kids in the room hearing
yeah,
the gospel, that's great. When I know that there's
yeah,
more parents connecting in community, that's great. Because when the family of God is connected the way that they
yeah,
should be, and they actually
yeah,
feel like they're part of the community,
yeah.
everything changes in the church. And
Ye-
so, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited,
Yeah,
and I
and
know
then
you
you
are.
when you talk about like it's not the numbers, it's the relationship that we create and we build together, and we cherish those relationships. It's really important. And then speaking of, I want to forget because I always think about projects for kids, and
I love that stuff.
Torrent Wells were like, oh, that's so cool, like video, and then we like we're trying to like learn the Citizen of Heaven choreography. Me and I in the in the
Yeah,
office.
Omar.
So I actually approached I also talked to Lil Denny, and but I told Belinda and Denny that I wanted to do a video of Denny about that song, because one time he was like worshiping, he was like, wow, he's just like dancing, and he's really got this groove. It's like, oh, I want Danny to like be in a video, like we'll do Citizen of Heaven, and doing some like about like a message about kids, like you're a child of God. Sometimes they have this issue of like being bullied at school. I want this to be like your if people say something bad about you, no, don't believe those lies because you're a child of God. I'm a citizen of heaven. I want to you use that project to send that message to the kids. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Belinda.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So
No,
I'm
yeah,
just
I love
like,
that. I love what Shirley said here. She said, I want us to grow spiritually. The Lord will add those He wants, and I love that. That's
Yes.
my heart, because we got to build something, right? We got to make the
Yeah.
structures and the things that are
Yeah.
necessary,
Yeah.
so that
Mhm.
first of all, that when people do come, we're prepared,
Mhm.
but then also
Yes.
we have something that's gonna help them, because what we
Yeah.
don't want to be is just a place for you to go. No, we want
Yeah.
to be a family where you can belong,
Yeah. And
and
if
so
they see
there's a
that,
difference in that.
yeah. And
Yeah.
when people come and the new people and they see that, this is not just a place to like go. You meet people and be part of the family. And it's really the being in a family, the feeling of being in a family in a community is really special. Like, you know each other. You're happy to see each other. And when you don't see each other, you miss each other. That is the most important thing. Yeah. And of course that we worship God.
Yep. No, I
And
agree.
I just wanna add also, like, we're only like 6 minutes away to
Yeah, yeah, and then we gotta.
yeah. So I just wanna say like how, even though like this thing happened to us, it's just like even the message of like, like to spread the good news about like from Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and the ends of the earth. I think I witnessed it happening this time, because our Easter service, even for me, sometimes, like I said, sometimes it's hard to share the gospel to your family, like the extended family, because sometimes you feel that you're gonna be rejected. But during this time, I was just like, I had this Holy Spirit, like, so brave to like, hey, come watch this, share the video. I asked the kids like to watch, and even my niece and nephew from all over the world, they came to watch, and I think, and they were happy about it. And I was like sharing the meeting, like, we're not just like in a theater now, it's like really to the ends of the earth, everywhere. The people that we know, we share the gospel. It's just amazing how we can tell others about Jesus and what the sacrifice he did for us. And I was just sharing to Aya and Pastor Mike that I always like ask my sister to come join the church, and it's like, and then when I asked her to like watch the service, and I found out that she, accepted Jesus in her heart that day, it was just like, I was like crying, like, oh my, Ate, your sister. I was just so happy that I was able to do that. Like, even though like it's not in meeting in the church, and just by just watching online and just sharing our messages to other people, it's just very touching and very. I'm grateful for for journey. Yeah. So
Yeah, no, I love that, and I remember when I got that message
Shirley said, praise.
about your
Oh,
sister.
Dawn. Hey,
No,
Dawn.
that was
They're like
amazing.
from California. Hey, Greg. Hey, Gerard. Hi.
Yeah, yeah. You got Jessica, she
Yeah.
over in Colombia, man. Like, and they watch
Yeah.
us from Colombia every week,
Dawn used to volunteer in the nursery and also set up. She's one of my setup people, and then she would like bring Greg to set up. So poor child, he there in 5:30 in the morning, like setting up with us at 5:30, 6:30 in the morning. And then what else?
so crazy.
Yeah, and then I just want to say, yeah, and then Dawn was like, when she saw the video, and then Pastor Mike was talking about Landon being potty trained, because I think about the toilet paper, like we can't get enough of like we can't get toilet paper in the stock, but she was saying, what, Landon was is now potty training, like, yeah, he's like in pre-K now, and he's singing worship songs. He would like lead prayers. It's funny because Landon is just like 3-year-old boy, but when I asked who wants to lead a prayer, he would like raise his hand. And
That's incredible.
he couldn't even like read, but you teach him, like, I read it first and he would follow it, and he was able to lead a prayer. And when I sent that video to Danielle, and Danielle was like, oh, my boy is leading a prayer. He's like 3 years old, but he's leading prayer. So that's like, I'm happy about it.
I'll end us on this note. My grandmother watched the Easter service too. And they watched the adult, and then they had all my little cousins that are with my grandma, and all them watch the kids service. And my grandma calls me just to share the story, and she goes, when you were little, I always knew that this would be kind of where God takes you in your life, because we were walking down the street, and a tree fell. A tree was cut down, and you stopped. My grandma's telling me this, that I stopped. Um, and I look at the tree apparently, and I start shaking my head and sucking my teeth, very upset. And my grandmother's like, "What happened?" And I turned and I said, "Grandma, don't the people who cut this down know that that belongs to God? He doesn't want that to happen that way." And my grandma was like, "Oh my goodness!" Like, and and she goes then to come full circle to this time. You see life
Yeah.
in the future, and I'm working in the church and serving the people week in and week out.
Yeah.
And I share that to say that like the what's happening in the lives of the kids matter from a young age
Mm.
to on, because
Yes.
back
Yeah.
then I was told some Bible stories when I was a little kid. I was told, I heard about Jesus, I heard about Adam and Eve and the animals, and I've seen little comic versions of books, but I wasn't a Christian until I was about 16 or 17. And so
Mhm.
like it took some time, but I got there and my life
Mhm.
was forever changed. So we gotta be looking out for the kids. We'll see you
Yeah.
guys on Sunday. Monina, this was awesome. We'll do more of these, and I'm excited
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, I
All right,
know.
y'all. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Love you guys. Thanks, Ayo.
Yeah, of course. Press end.